Hello, this is Dorothy Myung-Soo Hong. On May 5th, 2024, I am going to talk about doing business after getting settled in New York City. Obviously, it's going to be colored by my experiential episodes here, mostly in New York State as a home-based artist. Trajectory, even with good intention, good mission statement, market research, and well-heeled capital with cushion, can be stymied and met with hurdles because of, from my perspective, a different set and also overlapping value system. And what I mean is, for example, in terms of my ancestors, I come from Buddhist and Confucius traditions. So that means, number one, in Buddhism, the central theme and the practice has been that life is suffering, and with suffering comes enlightenment, then to nirvana, which is equivalent to heaven. But here in America, you need desire to do job search, to fill out and complete application form for educational program and or job posted online or in the newspaper and whatnot. This is a country founded on the notion of work ethic. You have to work. And that's how you define yourself, your occupation, and how you develop your skill sets and your language skills as well, and what you devote your attention substantially during waking hours. And that's how you live to pay for bills and food and lodging and clothes for you and your family. Number two is Confucianism. Japanese have been good at pointing out how Confucius moralist, for example, is at odds with laissez-faire capitalism and business, even with knowledge that merchant laws would have been in place for commerce and trade activities. Korea's neighboring nation states have said that actually Koreans have been more Confucius than its rival neighbors, Japanese and Chinese primarily. In that, in China, the Confucius caste system is hereditary, and the ruling class Mandarin aristocrats, who are rulers and scholars, can occupy multiple caste stations. So that means a governor can be an artisan and also a merchant in the open market. Now, I mean, like intuitively, you know that there's trouble ahead with this kind of practice. Ostensibly, conflict of interest. You need ethical walls. There's going to be bias, and there's no checks and balances in place. You need second set of eye, outsider, regulators who are not related to you or who is not yourself. So that they can evaluate and even-handedly administer justice. Then I should note that unlike historically, that is, unlike Japanese and Chinese aristocratic caste systems, Korean dynastic caste system had meritocratic elements, so it's not simply hereditary. And even after achieving Yangban aristocrat status, if the aristocrat candidate cannot pass the civil service exam or exams, battery of exams, then you are ousted from the Yangban caste, or your title would have been removed. And that just means that you can work as an artisan or a farmer or a merchant and things like that. In the olden days, unfortunately, entertainers were not part of the work caste system. So they may, have had multiple residences and gardens and whatnot, and pretty close, but they're not part of the caste system, and certainly not aristocrat. So today, Koreans know about hostile treatments toward immigrants and people of color who are trying to inch their way in and make it in America. Sometimes, I heard people say that, I feel like I'm like pushed and shoved, and just, Koreans, eager beaver, alcoholic people are just taking over, removing, natives in the workplace, things like that. Yeah, I can understand how the new factor or component can disrupt the existing social fabric. But I don't know of any Korean immigrant in the workforce who's trying to do that. They're busy working, and they'll tell you outright, my English is no good. It's like driving a motor vehicle for a long haul. Asians generally non-drivers in comparison to other groups. I may be stereotyping, but generally, Koreans are not really aggressive in making strides at vigorous integration in workplace and in the community with neighbors and whatnot. So this is certainly another point to visit, because America, just by looking at the world map, is the market is huge, and the opportunities can be extremely favorable, not just in terms of profit yielding chance here in the States, but the reputation that Koreans would have gotten after their stint here would have been exponential help elsewhere on the globe. So charting out costs, risks, and talking them out in, for example, in civil symposium would seem like a viable option in terms of what should take place in the short list of things to do, before it gets out of control, like on the eve of World War II with Japanese. So someone like me, who relies on e-commerce for commission on my product sale, mainly application of my digital image onto different surface areas, and then consumers would look at the products online and decide, should I get a t-shirt with this design, that kind of thing, or a shower curtain with this kind of motifs, that's what I've been doing. I think that without soliciting or giving you advice or referral, I would say industry knowledge of state and federal FTC regulatory body of laws, just the fact that they exist. E-commerce is now regulated like any other industry in America. And the use of artificial intelligence, and how, for one thing, it relieves you of monotonous, repetitive, uh, unfamiliar turf work. And also, even though it's not a human being, they're thinking of like according copyrights credit for AI. So there are some small pockets of creativity or originality in AI itself. So you should take advantage of their templates to start off, and then just like, spice it up with your own flair. Uh, and then you should have a general sense of what the current vendors can offer you in terms of guarding the intrusive systems, and just knowing and studying through market research and other scholarship and order tutorial programs to know appropriate comparables and sensible targets. I'm at a point where networking is paramount. So that means, well, you should try to have at least 5 to 10 lunch sessions, for like in a course a month. That's very difficult. But it is what it is. So networking by way of meetings in person, virtual Zooms, or in symposiums where people can know you are sincere and that you know what you're talking about when you ask questions, or when someone asks you a question and you answer nicely and informatively and all that stuff. And there are all these like limitations and opportunities in emails, web designs, that you can consult professionals or you can study on your own. Obviously, feedbacks, peer ratings, product reviews have their say in your business, so you have to watch out for that. Yeah, I mean, the old saying is you give up your body organs in the long run by doing and engaging in profitable commerce. That's what it is. You get sick after work, and so your productivity actually doesn't go up like this. It goes, like this. So you have to sometimes slow down or take a break, go on vacation, flee. Yeah. Leave the country. I don't know. Do what you have to do.